Record number of Pennsylvanians are buying guns. That's according to the state police instant check system, which is used to check someone's legal status to get a license or firearm. More than 427,000 background checks were conducted in the first 3 months of this year, and that exceeds the previous record of 420,000, which was set in the final 3 months of last year.
The U.S. Supreme Court is debating the scope of the Second Amendment. Justices heard a case today involving a New York law governing licenses to carry concealed handguns in public. Well, here in Tennessee, lawmakers are currently considering a bill to allow permitless carry options for anyone over the age of 21 without a criminal record.
Happening now, the TBI says it is seeing a spike in gun sales amid more talks of federal gun control legislation. According to the Tennessee Instant Check System, there have already been more than 176,000 gun sale transactions across the state this year. And one local gun shop owner says the demand is so high, people are buying whatever firearm they can get their hands on. News 2's Valencia Wicker takes us to the range.
Business at KRB Firearms and the Range has had its fair share of ups and downs. But lately, the Mount Juliet owners say they've seen an uptick in interested buyers.
They're wanting to protect themselves again, and it's not really, I wouldn't say it's because of the mass shooting, it's because of the talk of gun control.
The influx comes just days after mass shootings in Atlanta and Boulder, Colorado, all while the White House considers executive orders on gun control. Brooks says in just the last week, his sales have tripled and buyers are far less picky with their purchases.
People, they would come in, see what we have. Hey, do you have any ammo? No, walk out the door. Now it's, hey, what do you have? We have this. All right, I'll take it.
But the surge in demand also comes with its challenges. Ammunition is still on a nationwide shortage, and concealed carry firearms are difficult to come by.
I make phone calls and emails daily to distributors and seeing what's out there and just saying, hey, send me what you got. It's been real challenging just to be able to serve the community on get what they need, not necessarily what they want, but what they need.
According to the TBI, nearly 1 million guns were bought last year. Only time will tell how this year compares to last. In Mount Juliet, Valencia Wicker, News 2.
Last year, interestingly enough, March was the biggest month for gun sales right at the onset of COVID. So far this year, January has been the biggest month, which coincided with the presidential inauguration. Well, this week, News 2 asked you, do you support President Biden's gun control proposals? 33% of you say yes. The majority responding to this poll, 67%, voted no.
Shalom. I want to start off by giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh. YASHAMIAHLA, YASHARAHLA, double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, who taught me this truth, and salutation to the elect scattered abroad throughout the four corners of the earth. My name is MAWAAHBA, back with another lesson, Lord willing, to edify, defeat the lambs of Yahweh YASHAMIAHLA through the Holy Spirit, Rakakwadash, Lord wants to edify and straight to the point. Now, as you see in the intros, or the intro of this video, you know, people are moving frantically trying to purchase firearms, guns, the modern day sword. Why? Because it all lines up with privacy. That's number one. And these people see all hell breaking loose. Okay, they know something is about to come down. Especially after that, this man Biden is pushing laws and legislations to prohibit gun sales and to tighten down on that gun control, the Second Amendment. People are moving with panic and fear, you know, with a scarcity mindset, you know, and the fear of missing out on being able to purchase as of now. Okay, which with all that being said, you know, it all lines up with privacy because, you know, for one, there's going to be civil unrest. people fighting against one another. You know what I'm saying? We bring these scriptures out all the time. And the times we're living in now, and with the news that's being broadcasted, it even further prove these things. You know, guns, background checks checks for first-time gun purchasers or gun owners have skyrocketed. You know, in many different states, Pennsylvania being one of them, and many other states. The FBI reported a large jump from 2021 to 2020 last year. You know, new gun owners are trying to get their guns because shit's about to get shaky out here. You know what I'm saying? And on top of that, you got all these events taking place with mass shootings to prohibit the freedom of the Second Amendment, so to speak. And people see that. So things is definitely gonna get crazy out here, man. You know, through the spirit of Yahweh, AHSHAWAR, prophecies being fulfilled. This is 2nd Ezra chapter 15, verse 15. Matter of fact, start 14. It says, "Woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh. And one people shall stand up to fight against another, and swords in their hands." Is that talking about guns? All right, it's talking about guns, whether it's assault rifles, you know, hunting rifles, handguns, whatever kind of guns. One people is going to stand up to fight against another. That's how bad it's going to get. Okay, so this is the fulfillment or the early beginning fulfillment of this prophecy before it happens. People are purchasing their weapons because they're gonna clamp down on these gun laws with all these, you know, false flag shootings and all that shit to bring to pretty much take away the rights of so-called Americans. Second Amendment, the right to bear arms. All right. And when people see that, when people see things like that happen, they start panicking. They want to panic buy because of the fear of missing out. You know, FOMO, fear of missing out, FOMO. Verse 16 says, "For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in power." So people are going to take actions into their own hands. All right. They're going to take action into their own hands. Not going to regard the police, the government, the state, the law, none of that. They're going to take actions into their own hands. All right, with them guns, they're going to band together like you've seen in movies. Okay? Try to get necessities and needs, whether it be food, you know. Things are going to get crazy out here. And everything is escalating. We can see it. All right. This is Isaiah chapter 19. I start at 1. "The burden of Egypt, behold, the Lord rideth upon a swift cloud, and shall come into Egypt." Egypt is talking about modern day America. Modern day Egypt is America. Babylon the Great. Pursuant to Revelation 11 chapter. It says, "And the idols of Egypt shall be moved at his presence, and the heart of Egypt shall melt in the midst of it. And I will set the Egyptian against the Egyptian." All right, because before the Lord come back and melt Egypt, just like the scripture say, Luke, was it 12 chapter 49, that the Lord is coming to send fire on the earth. And what will he be if already be kindled? So he's going to kindle a fire before he come. Okay? He's going to start that fire for that big flame, which is going to be the ICBM missiles, the destruction, World War III. It says, "And I will set the Egyptians against the Egyptians," which is the Americans against the Americans, "and they shall fight everyone against his brother and everyone against his neighbor." And they're going to be fist fighting. They ain't going to be brawling, Royal Rumbles, none of that. All right, we just read that they're going to have swords in their hands, aka guns, the modern day sword. All right. pursuant to what? Second to the 16th chapter. All right, invading one another. It says, city against city and kingdom against kingdom. And the spirit of Egypt shall fill in the midst thereof, and I will destroy the counsel thereof. And they shall seek to the idols, and to the charmers, and to them that have familiar spirits, and to the wizards. And the Egyptians will I give over into the hand of the cruel Lord. And a fierce king shall rule over them, save the Lord of hosts. So Egypt, modern day America, is done. It's through. All right, the Lord is about to execute vengeance upon this place. All right, Matthew chapter 26, and I'll start at let me jump to 47 to get the story. It says, and while he yet spake, lo, Judas, one of the 12, came, and with him a great multitude with swords and staves, from the chief priests and the elders of the people. We're just talking about when they was coming to get the Lord. All right. It says, now he that betrayed him, gave them a sign, saying, whomsoever I shall kiss, that same is he, hold him fast. Which is when he betrayed Yahushua, he kissed the Lord, and they knew it was him to take. It says, and forthwith he came to Yahushua and said, hail, master, and kissed him. And Yahushua said unto him, friend, wherefore art thou come? Then came they and laid hands on Yahushua and took him. And behold, one of them, which were with Yahushua, this was Peter, stretched out his hand and drew his sword, and struck a servant of the high priest, and smote off his ears. So Peter pulled out his sword and chopped off one of the high priest's servant's ears. But the Yahushua told this to Peter. He said, Then said Yahushua unto him, put up again thy sword into his place, for all they that take the sword shall perish with the sword. So in other words, if you take up the sword, and you trust in the sword, and that's your defense, that's what your thing. Just like the majority of people of this world, as we see, everybody trying to purchase firearms. Okay, the Lord said, for all they that take the sword shall perish with the sword. You making a sword your trust. All right, because the Lord Yahushua is gonna put the spirit on his men. All right, when that time come to take this place down, we literally not gonna need, guns, weapons, physical, tangible things. The Lord is gonna use us and raise us up as having new sharp threshing teeth. All right, spiritual powers to take this kingdom down. All right, when he put that spirit on us to do so. But the point is, all these people that are out here trusting in their sword are gonna die by the sword. All right, but we trust in Yahweh, by YASHAMIAHLA, that he's gonna deliver us when these things do pop off. It says, thinkest thou that I cannot now pray to my Father, and he shall presently give me more than 12 legions of angels? But how then shall the scripture be fulfilled that thus it must be? So Yahushua could have prayed to the Father to send legions of angels to destroy this place, but it wouldn't happen because the scriptures had to be fulfilled that Yahushua had to be betrayed and persecuted and nailed to the cross. You know what I'm saying? So because why? The Most High is not a man that he shall lie. So what's written, it got to be done. So point is, all these people that are running up, because us here at Great Millstone, through the spirit of Yahweh AHSHAWAR, we trust in the Lord that he's going to protect us when all things go to hell. All right, you have a weapon, a gun, or whatever. Esau got bigger weapons. He got bigger guns, and your gun ain't gonna do shit. It ain't gonna do shit. When things really hit the fan. So our trust is in Yahweh by YASHAMIAHLA at the end of the day. All right. This is Jeremiah 17 and verse 5. It says, thus saith the Lord, cursed be the man that trusteth in man, and maketh flesh his arm, and whose heart departed from the Lord. So cursed be that man that trusts in man and make flesh his arm, making carnal things his stronghold or his strength, his arm. All right. In this case, these people out here that are flocking to buy these guns, weapons, you know, so on and so forth. And these are going to be the people that are fighting against each other, shooting and killing each other when there's a famine, a food shortage, lack of bread. You know, those are going to be these individuals. Okay? So it says, thus saith the Lord, cursed be the man that trusteth in man and maketh flesh his arm, and whose heart departed from the Lord, for he shall be like a heath in the desert, and shall not see when good cometh, but shall inhabit a parched place in the wilderness, in a salt land, and not inhabit it. Blessed is the man that trusts in the Lord, and whose hope is the Lord is. So blessed is that man that trusts in YASHAMIAHLA wholeheartedly. Okay, it says, for he shall be as a tree planted by the waters, and that spreadeth out her roots by the river, and shall not see when the heat cometh. That represents the destruction. The Lord is going to guide you. It says, but her leaf shall be green, and shall not be careful in the years of the drought, neither shall cease from yielding fruit. So the Lord is going to protect those that trust in him. All right, and here we are building our foundation in Yahushua. All right, that he protect and guide us in these evil days to come. All right, because it's gonna get rough and rugged out here. 2 Ezra 15 and 17. A man shall desire to go into the city and shall not be able, for because of their pride, city shall be troubled. The house shall be destroyed, men shall be afraid. And men shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods, because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation. So because of the famine, food shortages, and for great troubles, people are going to be going next doors, neighbors, around the way, around the neighborhood, with their weapons, with their guns, all right, trying to overthrow other people's houses because of hunger. Right, and for great troubles and just distress that's about to come upon this earth. All right, so all this is playing out, or beginning to play out, I should say, in the early stages as we see. So things are gonna hit the fan real soon, man. So that was real quick. Lord willing, this is edifying to the elect, nation Israel. Till next time, I say shalom.